everyone, and welcome to IGN Anime Club, episode 32. Yay, anime. Yay, anime.
Yay, anime?
Yay, anime.
Hi.
Hi.
This is like a reunion for another podcast that you and I did a long time ago. Hi, I'm James Faulkner.
Hi, James Faulkner. What do you do here? Who are you?
I am a video producer that does esports things currently.
Yay.
I'm the producer and many other things on Esports Weekly with Coca-Cola.
I like esports.
It's a good thing.
I like
but this
Dota.
is not about esports, is it?
No. Sometimes
What
Dota
podcast
gets here.
is this?
Anime Club. I'm your host, Marina Sanchez, joined by Kelly Plaguey.
Hello.
Missing is Megan Sullivan. She's not here today.
Yeah.
But we got James. We grabbed him last minute. Literally just like, hey,
You're
doing
on the
this.
podcast now.
You've seen anime, right?
I have watched anime. Not super recently because of the show, but
Not the
I have.
esports, I mean.
Yeah. But I'm here to talk about the things that I love.
There's anime-ish characters in esports.
Yeah.
In Smite,
Totally.
in Smite, there's a skin of an otaku girl.
Who's the Dota girl or the
Lena.
Who's Lena Inverse from
Lena
Slayers?
Inverse from Slayers, yeah.
Yeah. See, I know things.
And
It's
then-
all
about the
connected.
esports.
What was that really bad MOBA that you played that was like that had a bunch of anime characters in it? That had a Gur the
don't
Burr.
think- Oh, it's not an anime one though. It's just
There were some anime skins in it.
Oh man, what? It's,
It's,
oh man,
What's
I can't remember what it's called.
it's a terrible,
Heroes,
terrible
it's like the
MOBA.
Heroes and
It's a terrible MOBA. Like,
I reviewed it. I think earlier this year.
Yeah.
Was it? It was this year. Jeez, it's December, guys. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Let's not talk about MOBAs
We're
anymore.
super
Yeah, MOBAs.
tired.
I'm still just waiting for the anime MOBA, like where it's just beautiful anime ladies,
All my
magical girls, and
waifus
super
fighting.
Saiyans, and beautiful
Homura,
things.
come to me, my wife.
Homura would be probably OP.
Yeah, should shoot you in the face. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's your daily MOBA lesson.
yeah, but it's good to be back. We had to miss last week because of production stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you all had a nice holiday for those of you that had one over in the
Yes.
States. It's nice.
If not, I hope you had a nice week anyway.
Yeah. Guys, I finally watched anime.
I know.
It's like, what's happening?
We haven't had time. Well,
Yeah.
I played a lot of Call of Duty over the holiday,
I played
so
so much Fallout.
I didn't.
It's great.
I didn't really
I
watch
read,
a lot.
I read comic books of all things.
Really?
That was my holiday break. Like, I didn't want to look at screens. I didn't want to do anything.
that's fair.
I sat on the couch. I snuggled a cat, and
Ooh.
I read comic books.
You should have been reading manga.
That's true.
Not really. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you watch over the break?
So I finally finished Revolutionary Girl Utena,
Yay.
and I cried. It was great, and then I immediately went and bought the manga.
Good. Good.
Like that's a good.
Solid.
That's a good sign, right? Like when you it's like I need more, and I can tell like so the anime is adapted from the manga. I think I'm pretty sure. No, yes, it is. And I always get confused like which ones aren't adapted. Anyway, that one is, and so I just kind of want like the gaps to be filled in. Like there's certain things that I think maybe could have been hinted on more or talked about more in the manga. So I need to find that, and I'm going to. Except I bought like the first and the third manga because like 2. So I think it's out of print now.
Oh,
And
okay.
2, buying it for some reason, Amazon had both 1 and 3 in stock new, and like with Amazon Prime and everything, but it didn't have anything else.
Huh.
So like 2 is like $20 used.
Maybe like 1 and 3 are
It's
really
weird.
bad. Nobody wants them.
Maybe.
You got the worst ones.
They seem to have like the first ones usually in stock, which is nice. But
Yeah.
it's like, where's the rest? I need the rest. But it's older, so hopefully I can find them.
Yeah, that's like a
reasonably
90s one,
priced.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
but I don't know when
something.
it was published out here. Probably in the 2000s.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm not sure when. But I got them. I'm super excited. But more importantly,
Ugh.
we got the news that Crunchyroll picked up Digimon Adventure Tri, which is awesome. I was so excited. And then I watched it, and I was less excited.
Yeah.
Explain to us the release schedule.
So, Digimon Adventure Tri has been in this weird hell, kind of like Sailor Moon Crystal was, where it was like delayed a year and there's like kerfuffled. Like, I don't know what's up with Toei. Like, Toei, calm down. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, Toei. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because you think these shows would have more support and better funding because they're such beloved franchises
And
that have
they're-
like huge markets.
They're already established in the West.
Yeah, and
It's-
Digimon's been going on like past Digimon Adventure. Like it has so many iterations. There's games and tons of stuff. So you'd think it'd have some decent backing. So it was announced, then it was delayed. It was announced as a TV series that was supposed to air in summer, I think, in summer, and then it got delayed. And then they said, okay, we're gonna make the movies instead. So it's gonna be 12 episodes, I think, or originally planned for that. And so I think they were supposed to do like 6 movies was announced. And so the first one finally came out, and it was only in Japan, and then Crunchyroll was like, "Hey guys, surprise! It comes out tomorrow, but we've got it for you." And I was like, "Yes!" Except it's in 4 episodes. Oh, okay. So it's like show to movie, back to show, but I mean, like watching it, you can tell it's not broken up right. Like
someone literally just put like ins and outs, and it was like, let's put like this is the first episode,
Yep.
this is the second
it's
episode.
like, well, this one works. Like this would be a good transition to somewhere else, but is definitely not the end of an episode.
Yeah.
But
So weird.
it's very bizarre. Like I just want to like download them and cut them up and just put it back in order. It's like it's fine.
Re-edit
It's fine.
it, yeah.
There's a lot of editing I would do to this, unfortunately.
So I've never watched Digimon because I was a Pokemon loyalist for my entire childhood, and I was anti-Digimon. I was super. I was like
Terrible.
I was like, Digimon fans fight me. Like I was like super
Wow.
anti.
I just
was
love-
like,
I love
like,
both.
Yeah. Like no, there's no time for digital monsters. I need my real life mice or whatever. So I have not seen it. Should I go back and watch it?
So
Because it sounds like you wouldn't recommend Try for someone like me.
For new people, it is not a starting point. Like, absolutely not. It is definitely picking up from where Adventure left off. I mean, like in a weird way, like a time jump kind of thing. But it doesn't introduce like any of the characters in any sort of way that was like relatable to anybody who's new to the franchise. Like, there's a lot of nice like callbacks to the original series and stuff, and like a lot of the themes, like the main theme, I think, as I know so far, is kind of like a big thing that happened in the original series too. So I would not start there. I would recommend Digimon Adventure if you haven't seen it. It's just like a fun show to have on in the background. Like it's the dub. While I love the dub, like I think its voice acting is great. It is starts off like really kiddish, and it does like it's like kind of like Justice League. I think like the animated series. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Like it starts off like really like juvenile, and that's fine. But then it gets like some really serious topics in it.
So
handles them
like
really
Avatar:
well.
The Last Airbender, the show of my heart, the most important show.
Yeah. So I mean, like it does really good things, and you're gonna hear the Digimon theme song like a bajillion times. Like my boyfriend came in and is like, didn't this just play? Like, how often does this play? It's like actually all the time.
Constantly.
It's a weird thing.
My memory of watching Adventure wasn't on 4Kids. Was that like was that a separate dub?
It wasn't. I don't think it was. It wasn't
Okay.
for kids. It was like Saban or something.
Yeah, like I just remember it
which-
being on Saturday mornings. Like that was when I watched
it was
it.
Saturday mornings. But yeah, I wanted to rewatch the old series, like I have been recently, just to get ready for Try. And I was like, oh man, it's been so long because I was like a little kid when I watched it. So kind of catching up, and it doesn't really do a good job of catching up on the old stuff either, which is weird. It's like this Adventure came out forever ago, guys. Like, you know, maybe just give a little flashback to like them leaving or something. Like, it doesn't give you anything. I don't know. I know a lot of people really are excited about Digimon Tri, and like everyone seems to really like it, but it's hard to ignore some of the production flops. Like some of I don't know what's up with Toei. Like it happened with Crystal. It's happened a little bit with
Crystal was janky.
yeah. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Except there's like some really beautiful shots and really great moments.
Sailor Moon Crystal, if you're not clear on that.
And I've heard some things about Dragon Ball Super, which have been a little awkward too.
Can't watch that legally still. Which
it's like, remember guys, Dragon Ball Super?
If you're wondering why we haven't talked about it on the show, that's why. We mentioned that episodes and episodes ago, but we will not talk about it if it's not available legally. So Toei is just...
It's just like
what's going
not
on.
consistent with its value. Like there's some really good moments. Like Mimi is just the best. I mean, like I'm a little biased because she's my favorite character, but she's also one of the most well written of the characters because she's the most lively. Whereas the other ones just feel really angsty and weird, and that's fine. Like they're teenagers, and you get that there's some like conflict between some of the characters, but it's also just like very quiet. Like the music sounds like it was taken off of just like some random site.
So just some like legally like, oh well, we don't have time to produce music, so here's some like open generic like.
So like the opening theme is nice,
Yeah.
but everything else within the show is just it's very bland. So I was like, what is happening? It's just really disappointing to see it not produced as well as it probably could have been.
That's too bad.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, so I haven't watched the last of the 4, and I'm like halfway through the 3rd. So I mean, like I'm not done with it, and I understand this is just like the introduction part. And so I'm like, of course, I'm gonna give it a chance and keep watching. But it's just a little disappointing to see how it's not really completely there. Like it doesn't have the complete feels like the other ones. And granted, like I said, it's the first chunk. I'm sure the other ones are gonna be great. Hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's just a little slow.
I should abandon my my loyalties and try Digimon
Yes, try
Adventure,
Digimon.
the original one. I don't know what I was like. It was a big thing in my school. You were either a Digimon person or a Pokemon person, and I was like, look,
Yeah, that happened
Listen.
to me too, but I was like, man, I'm gonna like Pikachu and Palmon. I don't care about you guys. I do what I want.
whoa.
And I can be friends.
it's all about
okay?
evolutions, okay? It's all about
Oh.
ghost Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so,
So you really watched a lot this weekend.
yeah,
Yeah,
I tried.
So as for me, I didn't watch a whole lot. Like I said, I was playing Black Ops with my dad because that's a thing that I do with my dad. But I've had a hard time settling on one show lately. Like I just don't feel like watching one thing for an extended period of time. I just don't want to binge anything right now. I don't know. So I started Yuri because they have that new season or had the new season. I forget if it's this season or last season because it all blurs together. But they have like a third season of Yuri. So I started it. I was like, I'll give this a shot. It has Yuri in the title, so you can imagine what it's about.
Yeah.
But it's about middle schoolers. They're gay middle schoolers. And I was like, this is so inappropriate. She's a first-year middle school student.
She's like a baby.
11 years old or 10 or whatever, however old. I think 12 or something. No.
I'm down. Not down.
No, and like she has a senpai who's like super into like pop idols and or like this magical girl witch or something, and I'm like, I get that, I get having a waifu, I understand, but also you're like 13, and I found it really, really inappropriate and not cool because middle school, like we've talked about this before.
So
for anime, I'll bend to like high school, I'll be like, okay, high school, but middle school's pushing it for me. Not a fan of that show. I'll give it another episode or two. I'll give it the 3-episode test, but I was
Just the first episode. So,
yeah.
is it like, I mean, like romance happens when you're young. Like, it happens, but
it's the way
is it
it's
more like
portrayed.
kind of exploiting.
It's a little exploitative.
Yeah.
Is it too sexual for like or like first year high schoolers?
Yeah, like they're not even they're middle schoolers.
Oh, yeah.
The middle school senpai is like super thirsty. She's so thirsty, and I'm like, I get it. Like I get being young and sexual awakenings, but it's portrayed in a way that's like this is obviously for people who are attracted to women, and it's a little weird because they're so young, and it's portrayed in a way that's kind of inappropriate. So I'll give it another shot and see if it changes a little bit. Also, there's this weird part in the beginning where like the protagonist's big sister is like weirdly obsessed with her, and like the friend, the especially gay friend, goes into her big sister's room because she's like, ooh, big sister, yeah, and she goes in there and there's like the big sister has been stealing her little sister's like underwear, and there's like it's
No, thank you.
so
Well,
you know, if you have been watching this show, because obviously it's had a couple seasons, it's popular.
right, yeah. I mean,
I can imagine why. So if you've been watching the show and you think maybe I should give it another shot, please let me know. But so far, I'm not a big fan of that one. So I went back to Sound Euphonium instead, which was also pretty gay. And
Yeah,
so I was
it is.
excited.
it's so good too.
It's so good.
It's such
So-
like a weird, like pure and real romance too.
Yeah.
It's not just like this fake, like bubbly,
Yeah,
love
they're-
kind of thing.
They're awkward around each other. I call her Trumpet-chan because her name's like Reina, which in Spanish means queen. So I'm like, that's perfect. She's my queen. But yeah, so Trumpet-chan and Euphonium-chan.
So, spoilers. Kind
Oh,
of.
I mean-
not really. It's heavily implied.
It's like from the first episode,
Yeah.
it's like they have a thing going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm about this. But it's a little slow for me, so I kind of I'm invested enough to finish it. So I'm on like the second to last or third to last episode. But I like it. It's very slice of life. I like slice of life,
Yeah.
and it's it's really cute how awkward they are. They don't know if they should speak to each other. I'm like, too real.
cute.
It's
And
so
also, it's getting a movie and a second season.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I got to jump on this. I got to finish this.
I probably should go back and finish it.
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah, slackers.
I think
Jeez.
I think I'm on episode 4 or 5. Like I'm really, really behind.
Whoa.
that's
Well,
all
okay.
right.
Well, he works literally all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I just am obsessed with bands because I was in
You were
band in
in
high school and middle school and in college.
Yeah.
For most of college, not all of college, but
I was in marching band for a year.
I love marching band.
I was
so I was just like,
I was in
how
color
marching
guard.
band feels.
I spun rifle. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I played clarinet. I was section leader.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah,
and
nice.
vice president of the band.
Wow.
Played
And
flute.
historian.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just did everything. No,
I played flute for 2 years, but that was really hard with braces.
Oh,
That is hard.
Yeah.
Just speaking of bands really fast, I took this online tone deafness quiz and I got 100%. I got perfect pitch. I was like, why don't I play an instrument? Like, I clearly can do this. Yeah, I was in color guard and my neighbors thought I was in the ROTC because I was like super into rifle spinning. And so I would like spin rifle in in front of my house, and I was trying to get as many spins as possible. Like, we would just call them, you get triples, or I got up to like 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like super buff and everything. I did it for a year though. I was like, okay, I'm done with this. So, but yeah, so I like that kind of camaraderie. They come together because, you know, they're going to the championships and stuff, and the sensei is cute or whatever.
It's also pretty authentic to like the music room. Like, they're not just saying like, oh, here's a setting of a club and we're just going to kind of use it as a backdrop. But it's like, this is actually a very like important part of the show as opposed to just being background, which is nice too.
Yeah, and you definitely feel the characters' disappointments because there's a whole thing with the second years that I won't spoil or anything, but the second years have kind of this disillusionment to them, and it feels very real. It feels like how I felt in high school when I was just like, everything sucks. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, but it has been slow going for me. I've started it months ago, so
Yeah,
I need to.
It's old now.
Yeah, I keep right. It's
this year.
God, I just am such a slacker. No, yeah, I've been bouncing around between shows. So.
Also, if you're looking for more Yuri, go watch Revolutionary Girl Utena and Yuri Kumarashi.
Gay anime girls. Speaking of gay anime girls, look who we have on the desk. If you're watching the video, Miranda and I got our waifus in today, and we pretty much screamed.
I like ran around the office with the box because I ordered.
She couldn't find me. I was in the kitchen getting coffee.
Both were like vibrating when you walked up to me.
We're like, look at our toys.
Yeah, so we got Mako.
Fight Club Mako.
Fight Club Mako.
It's one of the most high quality Nendoroids I've seen. She's so detailed.
It's got so many parts.
She has beautiful tears.
So many parts. She can cry. She has a little like leak or something in her. She has
I'm gonna bring it up on the camera.
She has like brass knuckles that say Mako. She's so good.
She's just really good. Like, it's a good day. It's a good day, guys.
So Miranda like came like running up, and I immediately knew what it was, and I was like, oh my god. And I was having like a serious conversation. I just left. I was like, this is so exciting.
I was just like, Kelly, the box is here. It's here because we ordered them together because we ordered from Good Smile, and shipping's kind of expensive from Japan.
So we just shipped it as one, and
we've been waiting forever.
We ordered it months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because they have to go through production.
It has to go through all that. So you pre-order it on Good Smile, and
I think
she's so good.
I think when I was shopping for this, I think I found a bunch of these, but I probably just didn't send you pictures of them.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, we had already bought or pre-ordered ours by that time anyway.
Yeah.
So
when they were in Japan, they're talking about Japan because they're cool,
we
and they went to Japan without me.
Yeah.
All
it was
right.
fun.
It was good.
And then
Still
James
mad.
got hurt, and
Oh.
I had to buy we had to buy you medicine.
He bought me this pen that has Shirobako, which should be the watch party.
You can find a picture
it's all over the
of me
place.
online, like incredible amounts of pain, and Mitch trying. I pinched a nerve in my back, so basically, like my head
Old man.
was like locked to like this. Was like this way or this way, where I couldn't. My head was tilted, and I couldn't move my head for about 3 days.
We had to go to a pharmacy and had to ask them where the painkillers were.
Oh yeah, I was. It was weird.
Doko.
I was like,
Itai. Yeah. Oh, I'm still so sad I couldn't go.
It's weird, but-
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
That was the episode I hosted, and then we talked about you were in the Pishu video with
Yeah.
Pishu.
Speaking of which, that was in a food place that was really, really good called Ramen Boy.
Oh, Ramen Boy.
The loose translation was Ramen Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like shonen, ramen shonen.
Yeah.
something like that. I don't remember what it exactly was. Anyway,
Yeah. But yeah,
we're all over the place and it's wonderful. But James, what have you been watching?
I haven't. I think I was looking at my Crunchyroll list of things that, and like the last thing I watched was Food Wars, like to completion. Was like all the way through was Food Wars.
So it's a great show.
it's a really good show.
It's a really good show.
And it just stops and we're like, where's the rest?
Better be a
Just
second
announce the
season.
rest.
Have they not announced it?
They haven't,
No, yeah.
not that I know of, but I mean, like, there's no way it doesn't get a second season.
I feel like my mom will know before I do. She's super excited.
Yeah, Food Wars is. You and I like really connected over anime when Kill la Kill came out because we talked about like I've watched a bunch of shonen in the past and I just got disillusioned with it because it was the grind of 200 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're half an hour long. But like that's just too much. And I like shows that are like, we're gonna do a season, and everyone gets progressively better over the course of the season. Like it's the shonen style of progressively building like power level.
Like
Of-
skill.
Yeah, it's like you
Yeah.
reach level 1, then level 2, then the ultimate, then the mega ultimate, then the super ultimate.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
one
it gets
one
there.
season of that, or like a couple
Yeah.
short seasons of that, is way more interesting to me than a show where it's like progressive, like progressive like shows where it's like slightly better. Just give me one story.
Like when we watched that episode, so we watched randomly some episode of Naruto that was just them talking in a field for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was straight up like I think they're doing. He's teaching him some new power, and it was like them sitting in a field and talking for literally like 7 to 8 minutes on end before like a piece of
Anything
action would happen,
happened.
and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Interesting, and we were so bored. We're like,
were so
we watched
bored.
the entire thing because I wanted to be like, I wanted to try to understand, and I was like, okay, no,
But
I
granted,
don't.
We made a mistake and then we started like randomly.
It was like,
Yeah, sure. Like I'm sure if you'd seen
44
episodes before, this
episodes.
could have been some really meaningful moment, and
But
you know,
I bring that up because it like Naruto is one of those examples of just like the shonen trope of just like we're always going to be better and it keeps going and going versus like I don't want 5,000 seasons of Food Wars or anything, but I do want
I
another
do.
one.
I want like 12
I would keep watching it honestly, but I like that. I like self-contained things. Like Kill la Kill was really self-contained, and yeah, so it's nice. It's nice when you can start and finish something and feel accomplished. I have a My Anime list, and I always check things off.
yeah.
But yeah, so you watch Food Wars. You watched
Kill la
like
Kill is
2
great.
minutes of Monster Musume.
yeah, no,
with me.
I wasn't down with that. I think, what did we watch in Japan that one night?
Pillow Boys.
Stop talking about Japan.
Makura no
done.
Danshi. Remember
Yeah.
those Makura no Mondays?
Remember Makura no Monday? Library Boy.
Library Boy.
We need another season of that just for the Makura no Monday
Just
segment.
because it's terrible. I
so
hate
bad.
watch.
Hate watch
Trash
it.
cast.
We watched it with Brian Malkowitz, who I think has been on this show before, and Mitch Dyer,
Yeah.
both of who were just very like they're like, why? What is this? Like,
Oh, we watched the Twins episode.
Oh,
go.
yeah.
And then the Violin Boy episode. So if you haven't seen Makura no Danshi, it's like a short, like 2-3 minutes. I forget how
I
long
want
it
to
is
say
now.
3 or 4 minutes
Yeah.
of a different boy every week.
Yes.
Pretty boys.
Who talks to you as you're supposedly falling asleep.
Yeah, so it's
but
like supposed to be a kind of sensual, like, hey, like,
like,
we'll
hey.
lull you to sleep
hey
and take
girl.
care of you.
Yeah.
It's. I can see in the realm of ASMR. Have you guys done that?
Yeah.
Where it's like the quiet, like people talking.
Okay,
to
Bob Ross is way better at that than the Makura no Danshi voice.
But I can see like that being falling in the same realm, but it's just like very, very like provocative and like sexual.
The violin one is weird because he says something extremely sexual. That's a violin pun, and I
Play your strings. Or
yeah,
something.
he's like, I want to play you until you squeal or
it's
something.
like, oh,
I was
okay.
like, that is the
That's
most
creepy.
forward thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. And a lot of these ended up being really creepy as opposed to like cool and
The only we have
Attractive.
discussed this before, but Library Boy with the little kitten book was the most important
was the
episode.
best.
Yeah.
the Vendor Boy was pretty good.
Vendor Boy, yeah. Well,
really
Vendor
good.
Boy was like 40.
He's not really a boy. Like
He's like, the best part is when he lifts up his shirt and he's like, look at this scar. And we were like, ooh, okay. Yay.
abs.
Sorry, I missed it. Show me again.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you just kind of like watching old stuff.
Yeah,
or
I've been
catching
haven't
up.
watching too much.
I could
It's fine.
talk about Banshee, but that's not an anime. But it feels like an anime in terms of like everyone's always getting better, and like Banshee's a show on Cinemax of all things, which is
What?
Yeah, it's owned by HBO, but it's the original series. It's really good if you like anime and WWE of all things. Like if you like wrestling, this show is
Where's
awesome.
Megan?
Yeah, you should tell Megan about this because
Yeah.
Megan's a
Yeah.
huge WWE
Yeah, it's
fan.
a show of like everyone's always getting better. It has fantastic world building, which is like the things that I've been like really interested in anime are like things that are establish a world, have rules, and then follow those rules.
Yeah.
That's really interesting to me. Like, and then that's why I like Kill la Kill and some other shows that we think we might talk about.
Yeah. Really quick, speaking of shows that reminded me of anime, I kind of wanted to talk about this because we started Master of None, and I'm almost done with it, but I'm
Yeah.
afraid of the last episode. But that show I described to somebody as like it's like a slice of life anime, except obviously not anime.
Yes.
It's very New York. It's extremely slice of life. Like each episode is almost self-contained.
It's a story.
But it's a continued story, but the episodes kind of are a snapshot of a particular event or a particular idea.
Yeah.
So there's episodes about sexism, and that's like an encapsulated. That's the idea of the episode. There's an episode about being a first generation American, and there you get kind of threads of that throughout the show. But each episode kind of has its theme, and I find it really interesting. So it reminded me a lot of slice of life anime. And somebody was like, "That's such a good way to describe it," and I felt very validated because I was like, "This is a weird thing to say." So shows that are like anime that remind you of anime.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear if people have other recommendations.
Yeah, definitely slice of life feels. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of this?
Just
living. Just living.
Just living. Just being a 20-something and being simultaneously very busy, and also nothing seems to be happening.
Also, always at bars.
Always at bars.
Must be a nice life.
Yeah. You don't see him working too much. Well, he's an actor, so he doesn't work like we do. I was like watching it. I was like, when do you people work?
Yeah.
That's like in. Go ahead.
In intense bursts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what actors do. It's like, or production is hurry up and wait.
Yeah, true. It's like when you're watching anime in high school and nobody ever does homework. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did homework
It's like, what?
literally until 3 a.m. every night. I don't know.
What? No.
Yeah, no, I did homework all the time.
I remember no, let's not go down that road. Anyway.
High school
School's
anime.
dumb.
I wish I went to anime high school. Anime high school would have been way better.
It would have been really weird.
Or there were like would be zombies.
Don't remind me.
But what kind of zombies? Sexy zombies?
No.
School of the Dead or like School Live.
School of zombies.
Crying. Anyway.
Sorry, I had an episode idea, so let's just write it down. Future things.
Ooh, teaser.
So let's get to our topic for today. We've already kind of hit on it sometimes. Food.
Yeah.
So it's the holidays. We want to do this last week, especially with Thanksgiving coming in the States.
Yeah.
Food is super important because it's delicious. And
The kitchen
Essential for survival.
is like the nexus of like the American dream, I guess, where like everyone at least in my family, everyone gathers in the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In my family, my mom was like, "Get out of the kitchen. It's too small
Yeah.
for people."
Aw.
And then I was like, "All right, I'll play Call of Duty with Dad then."
yeah.
But it was still nice. So we were thinking a lot about food, but this is still, there's holidays coming up where there's a lot of eating involved. So
Yeah.
we
So
thought, food.
let's talk about like the most delicious food in anime. Like almost always, except with Digimon Tri, food looks delicious.
Yeah.
It's without
It's always
fail like just
sparkling.
beautiful and just
I feel, and
I can't believe it.
especially, I'm going to bring up Japan again. Being in Japan, presentation is incredibly important. Like, no matter where we went, like, regardless if it was that, like, small ramen shop or we had a very nice dinner one night, it's always presented. And so that's why I think, like, that's why you get things like Food Wars, and where it's just about the present. It's as much about the taste of the food as it is, like, this looks incredible.
Right, like even in I think the third episode of Food Wars where he gives her that
The
egg dish,
Yep.
and she's kind of like, "This doesn't look," and then it's really delicious. So he didn't really hit the presentation point, and that was
Yeah.
a really big impediment for him. So you see that happen, and then food's always sparkly. Have you seen like cakes in anime where they're like sparkly?
And if it's like meat, it's like steaming. And just,
yeah.
guys, it's right before lunch. I'm getting
I
hungry
didn't
already.
have breakfast. This is gonna be fun.
I want to ask you guys, like, what is your favorite food in anime? Like, obviously, it can be like made up or it can be a real thing. A lot of times, it ends up being like Japanese food. Of course,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Right.
But it always looks so like delicious. Like,
Meat,
meat.
regardless of, like, I don't particularly like chicken legs or anything like that, but I do like the way that chicken legs and like turkey legs are portrayed in anime.
Remember that karage we had at the little place?
Also, we had highballs.
Oolong
the
tea highballs.
tea highballs.
I just sat in the corner. I was like, I'm in the dark corner drinking oolong tea high. Sorry.
Whatever.
Sorry, Kelly. It's fine.
It's fine. We'll all go later. It's whatever. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
But
Still jealous.
yeah, like they have a way of like just even like fried foods look better. Like they just have like this perfect colors and
Yeah.
Yeah, karage. It's super good. I love ramen because it's always like beautiful ramen, like
can't-
with like eggs.
yeah.
And
We can't do the segment without saying ramen because like you grow up with like it's ramen. You get like the Maruchan little package and boil it and like
Or
here's
a cup of noodles.
Yeah, cup noodles. Yeah,
It's like you maybe put some corn or something and maybe somebody will put like an egg in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not ramen.
Maybe. Yeah.
ramen is so many beautiful things in anime.
I can give you like the topology of ramen. It's like think of it as like a pie. You have a section that's showing the noodles. You have seaweed that's kind of like folded over the side. Mm-hmm. You have probably pork shoulder or thigh or something, and that's double layered.
It's so tender too.
It's so tender, and it has little like you can see like basically like veins of fat running through it.
Help.
There's a hard-boiled or like soft-boiled egg.
Sometimes it's like cooked in some other broth beforehand. It has an extra special taste.
Like a shoyu egg or something.
Yeah, and then you have like buttered corn.
Buttered
sometimes.
corn.
Yeah.
God, it's
You have green onions always.
Green onions.
always green onions. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So good.
God,
It's amazing.
So there's this ramen truck that we might go to after this.
Okay.
or lava.
Also, like
Or lava.
one anime that I can always just think of, like when I think of ramen, I think of Naruto. Because like
Yeah.
ramen is such a
He's always
big
just-
thing.
I haven't even
Hiraki
seen it, and I
ramen.
know that.
Yeah, so
It's iconic.
like there's so many things. Also, the ramen in Ponyo. Like
Ponyo!
it's just like that little jump that says, "Hey, you can make good ramen too." Even if it's like this 3-minute, just steam it and you just add some ingredients. Like makes it a little bit more accessible. I remember when I first the first time I actually dressed up ramen was in college. I was like, "Oh, this is just so much better!" Like, what happened? It's kind of weird how that happens. And I always thought it was like this kind of trash thing for a while.
Welcome to
and
Trash
then-
Cast.
Yeah, trash cast. I say my favorite is always the sweets and baked goods.
Yep.
So good. Because a lot of Japanese pastries that aren't just like purely Japanese, like from
Yeah. Like just
culture.
general
Yeah,
pastries.
like they are usually like French based.
Yeah.
So they're like a lot more intricate and beautiful, and they're
like
not.
those cakes with the strawberries
At least, like-
on them and all the frosting.
Yeah, like where I've lived like bakeries and stuff, I've just been like cupcakes and cake and some breads.
Yeah.
But this one's like really intricate, like beautiful dishes. I wrote down a few shows that do it super well. So there's one called Bonjour Sweet Love.
Patisserie.
Yeah, patisserie.
You know some French, don't you?
A little bit. It's been a long time.
I looked up how you say it. It's like patisserie. So
Patisserie.
yeah, except that's with American
Yeah.
accent, whatever. Anyway, and My
Croissant.
Love Story, of course,
My love's
because there's so many baked goods in that.
cry.
Cakes in that show are ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah, when she makes him like either the birthday cake or the New Year's cake, it is like multiple layers and it's all intricate and it's like this beautiful chocolate and
and
like
then when she goes and works in the bakery, I mean, like
with
it's
that
just,
guy.
yeah, and it's just like beautiful and it's such attention to detail and like making it such an integral part of the show, even though it's like, about other things. And then of course Yakitate Japan, which is about bread, and so like their breads look amazing, and so it's. Like I love baking,
Yeah.
so I cry every time I see perfectly baked goods.
Oh,
But Bonjour Sweet Love Patisserie.
patisserie.
Patisserie. I was like wrong.
Patisserie.
Patisserie. French guys.
We're weeaboos. We speak Japanese around
yeah,
here.
Even then, it's
Even
a
then,
little
I'm
weird.
like, ugh.
Yeah. So that one is like a weird short. It's based off like a dating sim.
Good.
And so, but this girl goes to a culinary school, or I guess it's like more of a baking academy kind of thing. And so they just make desserts. And she goes to different classes with different chefs who like specialize in different types. So like this one's like an Italian guy, this one's like a French guy,
Fantastic.
and this guy's like
And
specializes
you
in
date all of
Japanese
them?
desserts.
Can you date them though?
I mean, you're watching, so she picks. But every episode they have like amazing pastries. I'm like, yes.
What if she picks the wrong boy?
That's a good one. That's what happens usually in these adaptions. You
Yeah,
don't pick
so
the one
it's
you
all
want.
about playing dating sims. Is what you're saying with cake. There's a dating sim where like you date cake or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. My friend told me about this where like your boyfriend turns into cake or something.
What?
I swear this is real.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but what?
I mean,
I just had bad things. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's move on. So what other foods do you like in shows? Obviously, Food Wars is great.
Yeah, Food Wars is yeah.
God. I did this on Vault too.
Now I'm thinking about it. God damn it.
I'm really bad, guys. Anyway,
usually I'm the one who does that. I'm always the one who
it
does
happens.
that. I'm so surprised that I didn't do it and you did.
So in Food Wars,
Welcome to Cake Lovers.
there's both sexy time and food.
God, oh.
It's a perfect blend.
Oh my god. Yeah, so in Food Wars, the boobs move on their own, but the food looks real good, so.
And it's also just so smart with how it addresses its food too. Like,
Yeah.
you rarely see anime that takes that angle like so seriously and balances well with the ecchi. Like we've talked about it so many times, like how it's just amazing balance. Like it handles its sexuality well and it's fair and it has like both men and women and it's just, but it doesn't feel like
Everybody naked.
too done. It's just,
Everybody is naked.
it's beautiful.
So my favorite dish in all of Food Wars, I think, is the one that Alice did, the egg dish, where she made something. This is my favorite looking dish, I should specify, where she makes an egg dish that looks like normal egg dishes, but it's all creatively made. So she has that milkshake in the egg shell, and she has the yolk that's something else. And I was like, I want to eat that. That's awesome. Like,
I think my favorite still has to be the Dumbody episode with Nikumi. I love Nikumi. And when they make the perfect like steak with the onions, like I actually made it once too, and I was like, oh, the steak is amazing.
I also made the bacon one, right?
Why are you perfect?
Oh, I don't know.
Didn't you make like the one from the first episode where you recommend?
No, I haven't, but other people have, which is really cool because there's a lot of people have like made the recipes for like how to make it, like cook at this temperature and stuff. And it's kind of cool how it's inspired all these things too.
Yeah. I wish I could cook. I love food so much.
It's okay, you can just come over and I'll cook for you.
Okay.
Or maybe my boyfriend will because he's in between jobs.
Yes.
So he's great.
Has
clean
dinner on the
house,
table.
I walked in, I was like, oh, it smells great in here. What's happening? Anyway.
You know what?
Speaking of people who stay home and cook, I have another show for that.
All right.
So I didn't particularly love it. I thought I actually kind of got bored with it. It's like because my friend Nick always just gives me a hard time. He's like, you like
Nick.
Food Wars, but not Kofuka Graffiti. So it's about these girls.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
I love
I love you. Yeah.
Nick is Nick's on Twitter.
Yeah.
He tweets a lot about anime.
He's like my anime senpai in a weird way.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we help each other. We're in a line message group with him, and he just
I had to leave that.
bad.
I had to leave the line. The
his
line
really loud.
notifications are out of control.
But Kofuka Graffiti is about this girl who lives alone, and she just cooks, and her cooking is like missing something. Like she's just not sure what. And then she makes this friend, I think it's her cousin, and she starts coming over, and like her cooking is suddenly a lot more lively, and she misses.
All right.
She finds out so she's just like missing other people. Like she just wants meals with others, and it's about them just like kind of
Cooking for someone else is always easier than cooking for yourself.
Yeah,
Really?
Oh, totally.
I'm under so much pressure if I'm cooking for somebody else, though. I'm like sure they're gonna hate it.
So I think it's also a little bit different. It's cooking as a social activity rather than like I'm cooking for you. It's you're in the kitchen doing something and it's like, oh, chop the onion. It becomes like a bonding thing more than it becomes about the food. It's about the food, but it is also about.
I do like baking, but not if anybody else isn't going to eat it. Like I don't want to just bake for myself.
That's true. Yeah.
First of all, that's a bad idea. Because,
you make a lot.
Well, yeah, you make a lot at once, and then I eat it all, and that's terrible. But because my roommate used to bake, and I'd be like, "Hey, you made lemon bars. Can I have one?" And she was like, "Yeah," because she wanted to share it. That's when I like baking the most, is if I have people to share it with. But I'm still so paranoid that people aren't going to like it. Which is the great thing about anime food is you don't have to actually taste it.
Yeah.
So you can just be like, "Yeah, that looks fantastic. Good job, Yamato. Yeah."
Yeah, and Kofuka Graffiti does like an episode. Every episode has like a different food, so it's just like, oh, that looks amazing. And but also this show's kind of slow for me.
Just not into it.
Yeah, I just wasn't into it. I mean, it's cool, but
Yeah.
I know other people who love it. So that's also a thing to give a try if you want a delicious looking show. Also, they eat a little sensually. It's kind of weird, but it's not supposed to be. I guess like it kind of just a little sensual sometimes.
Is it
It's
just
like
like
sexy food
super
time.
close-ups on mouths?
Yeah, like the mouse,
Okay.
like, oh, I'm just enjoying this so much, kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
it's a little weird. It doesn't have like the same balance as like Food Wars.
The
It's, like,
only time I
but
ever did that in real life is when I had an In-N-Out burger for the first time. I was like, yes.
warranted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
What? No. I'm like, what? Oh, I know what food made me feel that way. There are these cupcakes in Las Vegas that James and I got.
Yup.
James, we go on food adventures.
Going places
We
without
travel
me.
together.
Yeah, the cookie that
For
I
work.
got tiramisu.
Yeah.
It's in
It's in
Aria or something.
No, Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. There's a bakery in the middle, like just past the casino. It's like in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
And it's like a $6 cupcake, but it's like the most amazing cupcake I've ever had in my
bomb.
entire life. It's chocolate. It has like these little like ganache balls in it, and like the pastry itself is like soft, and then the top has like mousse, and it's beautiful. And I'm almost crying.
This is not the food episode. This is the We Went Everywhere Without Callie episode.
But yeah,
that tiramisu was out of control. It was the it had like the actual espresso was like you get into like I think they're called ladyfingers is what the bread in tiramisu is, and it would just melt over your tongue, and it was incredible.
So there was pie in the office yesterday, and I got a slice of the pie, and I ate it. That was cool.
So tell us about your sexy time with food.
You can tweet to us at #IGNanime, IGNIME. You can email us at IGN_anime club@IGN.com. We also have a Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/IGN Anime Club. It's the official group. Tell me about other places you went without me.
Guys, food is really great.
Food is pretty good.
Yeah.
That ramen place though.
Oh my God.
In Japan.
It was so good.
We're going to punch you. We're going to punch you in the face.
If you ever go to Japan in Shibuya, there's just I don't know how to tell people how to find it. It's in a back alley.
It's like by the bookstore, by the station, just past the station.
Yeah.
By the bookstore, across the street in the back. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't know how to find it? Me, because I wasn't there.
Let's just go. I'll just guide you there. It's fine.
Okay.
Just invite me
Cool.
on your next trip to Japan. Just
Whatever.
pay for me, and I will take you there.
Oh my God.
Harajuku Gyoza.
Oh, the gyoza!
So this is also a back alley place, but all it serves is gyoza. And
It's cheap and it's
cheap. It's
amazing.
like $1 or less than $1.
Callie hates us.
Sometimes I get quesadillas for lunch because they're cheap.
It's that and beer, and then they do cucumber with this miso sauce on it, and it's just like
Oh yeah, no, it's like a mayo kind of miso-y, like weird sauce. So it's just perfect, and it's like a great dressing.
God, we
and-
went there twice. It was so good.
Anyway,
I went there 0 times.
We'll get there eventually.
Wow.
so if it makes you feel any better, we've worked very long hours. James hurt himself working.
I was
We
carrying.
didn't sleep much.
Him getting hurt doesn't make me feel better.
It should.
I just wanted to go.
Maybe next year. Anyway, so now that Callie hates us, we know she wouldn't invite us to her Christmas parties. But so
Fantastic
I have to-
segue. That was a megway if I've ever heard one.
I have to ask you guys. It's a weird thing. Like the holidays, you usually have parties and try to like invite weird people, but also good people you want to meet, like together. Like, hey, I have this friend that you get along with really well. So what anime characters would you invite to a holiday party?
Yukihira's dad, because he is hot. And he can cook. He's so... Why is he so hot? It's
That's a way
weird.
to start.
Wait, so Soma's dead?
Yeah, Soma's dad.
Yeah.
He's really hot, right?
Yeah.
So...
he's unreasonably attractive for
Thank you.
like an older man.
Right?
I think that's the point, though. He's like,
so
just-
he's going to be the main chef at my holiday party. And we'll get to this in a little bit, but Kamina from Gurren Lagann is also invited to my party, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, and Megumi, because I love her.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yamato, because she would make a nice dessert. That's my party. I like to keep parties small, so.
Mine was gonna be Soma so he can cook,
Okay.
and like everyone be getting in the kitchen. Miyamori from Shirobako, which shame on everyone for not choosing Shirobako for the
Shame.
for the watch party because.
Dun
Donut.
Donut.
Dun Donuts.
They
Yes.
have donuts. It's amazing. It's amazing. They look great. They're food. Back to the topic.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go on a tangent for a second. Shirobako is an incredible show if you want to know about anime and how it's made and understand the process. It's not like
Sure, it's not one-to-one.
It's
real,
one-to-one, but if you want to like understand the industry, it is a must-watch.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the characters are great. Like it's slice of life. Like the first episode goes from this group of girls in high school or college.
High school.
And they're like making anime, and then they're a hard cuts to the main character Miyamori sitting in her car, just being stressed out of her mind.
So you all the time.
Oh yeah, no, and I relate a lot to her because she does what I do. She does like a lot of like project coordination.
She's a producer.
Producer and project coordinator on anime. And it has a lot of parallels to what I do for my job, so I just relate a lot to it.
So she's invited to your party.
She's my party because I just want to talk shop. Like,
So tell me your workflow.
no, but in talking about like I love talking to like video people because like there's always different stories and like interesting things that you can learn from them, and it's so that's the main one. The other the last two were Naozaki and Sakura from Monthly Girls, because especially at a holiday party, like knowing our holiday parties, it's going to be real drunk.
Yeah.
And I really want them to get together. So I'm going to get them drunk. I'm a wingman them super hard.
Mistletoe, just hey.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's such a good answer. That's way better than my answer. You did your homework. I want them to get together too. Can we also invite everybody from that show and get them all together?
Yeah, like a lot needs to happen there.
And what's his face?
Oh my god, that show's so good.
That show's so good. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, Chio. Chio. I want to cosplay Chio because I relate to her so much. So yeah, that's a good one.
Miranda?
Okay, so I have some. Actually, I had a better list, but then I forgot it last week. I was like, I have this like entire scenario planned out. Who would talk to who and who'd sit by this person.
Wow.
But that was for Thanksgiving, so now it's different because it's just a holiday party.
Yeah.
So I want Yukihira and Nikumi because they'd cook amazing stuff. And Yukihira like would make some like weird turducken thing that's amazing but better than turducken. So I would expect that. And Nikumi would, make amazing meat. So
It's true.
I just love meat. I love sweets and meat.
What about sweet meats?
Sweet meats.
That's a thing. It's bread. It's meat. Yeah.
What?
Sweet meats are bread. Never mind. They're neither sweet nor meat, but they're called sweet meats.
All right.
It's real.
Then I'd invite, so for a fun activity, I'd invite Leonardo Watch from Blood Blockade Battlefront because I love him. He's like cute guy and he can find the ghosts for us because he has the all-seeing god eye, so he can actually see anything. And I want to go ghost hunting on the holiday party.
That sounds really fun.
Like you gotta have activities, right?
Yeah.
Like something. Don't want to be bored. I want to be that party.
Yeah, you don't want to be bored at your party. You want to have ghost hunting.
And where would I be without Satsuki? I'd invite her and probably just cry at her feet. So
You've described her before to me as she's not a waifu. She's above that.
Waifu level. Like you could not. She is above everybody.
No one's good enough for her.
Yeah,
She's perfect.
This is a weird thing. She's like a dominatrix almost. Like she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she's
There
like
is. Speaking of which, there is a supercut that someone made of every time she does the heel click thing. So if you're into that,
I just want to say,
she's-
don't lose your way.
don't lose your.
I gotta rewatch it.
Can we
again.
rewatch it?
I watched. I think Kill la Kill like the first half about 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I watched
serious.
a lot. I watched it for some reason. I watched it on the elliptical at the gym because I was like, I was like, this is so. I'm gonna be fit, and then I just stopped going to the gym. So.
So
I love that show. Satsuki's so good.
going along with the ghost hunt, I'd invite
Okay.
Hyoin Kyoma. Specifically, not
Kyoma.
Okarin. Hyoin Kyoma.
Hyoin Kyoma.
Making sure he's full force, like Steins Gate. You remember, guys? Remember that show? That show we talked about so long?
I am mad scientist. I am so
just
cool.
imagine how him and Satsuki would be like. She'd get so pissed.
She'd hate him.
It'd be amazing and awful. And I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I invited this guy, but he's gonna help us find the ghosts. And then to kind of balance things out, Utena Tenjo from Revolution Girl Utena, like she's like cool and just like good friends with everybody. Like, she knows how to get with everyone. Like it's fine. Not say anything. Yeah.
What is this episode?
Sorry, I brought the weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird day. But yeah, that would be my party. I think it'd be kind of cool. So let us know who you guys would invite and how would that go out. Obviously, I want to have a ghost hunt because I like spooky things sometimes that aren't too spooky. Like spooky enough.
Spoopy.
Spoopy.
Spoopy is the word for that. There is a word for that.
Yeah.
I want to get people drunk.
And I want sexy boys. Is that what I did?
I mean, I think we know. Callie's fine.
You know what? You know what?
We all need sexy time. That's fine.
Miranda.
Anyway, so let's talk about some more. Let's bring this down a little bit. Talk about some sad times.
Can I just tell them about Trash Cast really quickly?
Yeah, go ahead. Trash Cast, go.
Okay, Trash Cast is my pitch for a podcast, and let me know if you would support this podcast.
It's not cats. It's cast.
Yeah, cast. What did I say?
It sounded like trash cats.
Well, that could be a thing too. So we on IGN we have Fireteam Chat and like chat like that's like the French word for cat, right? So I always think about how it'd be cool if they had a cat episode on that show. Anyway, so Trash Cast is my pitch where everybody talks about their pop culture guilty pleasures, and my cold open would be kind of in the vein of this show I can't say, the one that Jack A. Can't say that because it's a bad word.
It's Jackass.
It's a title
Can
of
you
the
say
show.
Jackass?
It's
Yeah,
a title.
we can say Jackass.
It's totally fine. It's a title.
Well, I didn't want to have to give you more work.
It's a title. No, I'm not adding that up.
Anyway,
It's a title
so
of
in
the
the vein of a Jackass
property.
opening, I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Callie Plaguey. I've had mac and cheese for dinner every night this week. Welcome to Trashcast." And then we go around and talk about all the things. So Megan's idea was, she still wonders about what's up with Tila Tequila, so that would be hers. Or I'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen more of the Real Housewives than I'd like to admit," and then we'd go around and talk about that.
I've watched a lot of Desperate Housewives.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And Grey's Anatomy.
You're invited to the Trashcast. So that's what's happening right now. Is this has devolved into Trashcast, which actually is a lot of fun. So if you like that show,
Yeah, I got to talk about Twilight and Taylor Lautner with
we did talk about Twilight
Greg
a little
and
bit on the
Andrew
show.
last night. It was weird.
Yeah.
That'd be my trash cast story.
Yeah, Andrew. I invited him to the Trashcast because this morning he said he hate
that
watches
guy? Andrew
Gotham. Andrew
Yeah.
Goldfarb. Yeah, so I was like,
Anyway.
well, you are welcome on the Trashcast. So yeah, that's just what's been happening right now. But it's good. It's fun. I hope you're enjoying it. Anyway, time for sad times.
So, if you're not accustomed to the Anime Club watch party, this is time for that.
It's a spoilery time.
Yes, each week we watch 2 episodes of a chosen show picked by you, the viewers. And this time it is Gurren Lagann. We are currently on episode 7 and 8, and it's time for sadness. So, a spoiler warning now. If you haven't seen it, go watch
This is
it.
For the first
Join
date.
us.
This
Yes.
this is particularly spoilery. I think
Yeah.
our last couple watch parties weren't too spoilery. I think this one's
pretty,
like
light.
this one has a
This
big
one
event.
is-
So if you haven't watched it yet, please go.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah, next week we'll be watching 9 and 10, so please join us, send us your comments on our Facebook group, our Twitter, and everything else we mentioned before.
Yeah.
And we'd appreciate to hear your guys' thoughts. So let's start with one. With Mikhail Keys says, "Why must the shows I enjoy hurt me so?"
It
Yeah.
always happens that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, here's a little story. So I was watching episode 8 and I was at the beginning and I messaged Miranda and Megan. We have like an anime club DM group on Twitter. And I was like, Kamina's my husband. Because I decided that he's my husband. And Megan was like, have you watched episode 8 yet? And I was like, no, I'm watching it right now. Why? And she's like, nothing, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry,
a widow.
Callie. I'm sorry, Callie. So, just backtracking a little bit. Episode 7 is where I finally started liking Kamina. Like, they make the
Exactly.
full front on the gunman and the Daigunzen.
Daigunzen?
Gunzen,
Yeah,
yeah.
Daigunzen.
It's not gunman anymore. It's Gunzen.
Gunzen.
Bigger
I like
gunman.
how even a singular gunman is still a gunman and not a gunman. If you've noticed that.
Grammar.
Yeah, so that's why I started to really like him as a character because he's always, we're always moving forward. He's very encouraging of Simon. I was
Early on, like, it felt like a little too much, like, overbearing. Like, it's like, fuck, just calm down. Like, you're way too enthusiastic. Like, I get it, but you're just stop. Like, arrogant.
He's rash and arrogant and
Yeah.
totally just over the top. And then you kind of get a little more depth to him in episode 7. I just started to like him a lot more as a character.
That's when you start throwing up the death flags.
Yeah,
And you start seeing his like optimism shine like where it needs to too.
Yeah.
Like it finally makes sense like as why he's like a leader type and like what he's doing for his group and
Right.
how his positivity is just like driving them to be better and he's like inspired so many people to like steal gunmen and like that's a big deal.
He's a huge inspiration for people kind of taking back the surface. And also, he does something very stupid and he goes towards the Daigunzen or whatever. And Yoko's like, that was real dumb of you. But you do see the good side of it is him kind of pushing Simon towards not running away from everything anymore. And I really liked him. And so at the beginning of episode 8, I was like, yeah. And then like he and Yoko shared that kiss and he's like, yeah, when I get back, I'm going to pay it to you tenfold. I was like, yes, this is the best show. And then
As Kevin Sisathone, thank you for telling me how to pronounce your last name.
last time we couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Thank
Like
you,
every week he does like a really big breakdown of Gurren Lagann, and it's
Yeah.
really cool. He gives like cool fun facts and like he points out like mistakes and weird things too. It's cool.
Yeah, we really appreciate your feedback, Kevin.
Yeah, and so an abbreviated version of his longer post. Throughout the show, Kamina and Simon. Do you say Simon?
I say
Or
Simon.
Like
Like
it's
they
like,
say Shimon
Simon.
because there's no C sound in
yeah.
Japanese.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like
Just
it's like
say
you're
Simon.
torn. You're torn.
Just
It
say
says Simon
Simon.
to me, but anyway. are a team where Kamina couldn't survive without Simon and vice versa. In episode 8, it is the first time where both of them had separate objectives, which is I didn't even realize, which is also super important.
Yeah.
Simon taking Gunzen. Anyway, and Kamina being a distraction. Ironically, this leads to Kamina's death. Bum.
Yes, that's really interesting because, they are very symbiotic, and then once they separate, then Kamina's kind of in trouble. His rashness kind of gets the better of him.
So the reason I was kind of watching this almost lazily. I was like, he's gonna survive. Like, it's gonna be totally fine. Because we had that flash forward kind of thing in the very beginning. Like, we see the future, we see what's coming.
Yeah.
Until they get a Daigunsen, and then that they're gonna succeed and just go crazy. And I was like, that's gotta be Kamina at the front. Like, you don't really think
he has
about
that little
it.
grin. I was like, yeah,
he's got the cave and stuff, and then you're like, what? What? Wait, he's dead?
I want to share with you my text messages to Megan as I was watching this episode. She watched it before Miranda and I did. So I was texting Megan. I said, in all caps, and I said, oh God, I thought he was dead, because he kind of comes back to life at one point. And then I texted, wait, no.
Yeah, it was
and
his
she was
last burst.
She was like, I didn't want you to get attached. I'm sorry.
It's like when Mayuri died. Oh wait, excuse me, spoilers.
Hey,
this is spoiler time anyway. If you're a part of the watch party, you should know. Anyway,
at least she gets to live again.
Yeah, that's true.
If we had D-mail in Gurren Lagann, I'd be like, Kamina,
don't do it.
Don't do it. We need you and your sweet
Simon,
tattoos.
Grow up.
Yeah, Simon, be less of a baby.
It's like a hard time, stress, but also it's like, I like that someone pointed out the whole Yoko thing, the vibe between Simon and Kamina is the reason, Kamina kind of dies, because Simon wasn't confident enough to get over his
jealousy.
Yeah,
that was a really
Yoko.
big thing. Is he kind of not overhears? He not spies on. Is there a word for overseeing something? He spots them. He spots them kissing, and he instantly becomes very jealous, even though he's clearly too young for Yoko anyway. So whatever, dude. Mm-hmm. But he is so jealous, and it really impairs his ability to fight. And so it was interesting. So we had a comment weeks ago about, do you think Yoko's name comes from Yoko Ono, because she breaks up the Beatles or whatever? And this is the episode where it's like, that's where I see that I don't know if that's true, but that's where I see the parallel is she's the one who kind of creates a rift between the bros.
I don't think so. For context, I've seen the entire show, so that's why I'm not speaking, because I actually don't remember what happens in what episode. So, but no.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree, but that's where I see that.
I think it's a fun, oh hey, what if this was a thing?
Yeah, it's cool parallel, but
Yoko's a name, so it's not necessarily inspired, but I understand where that comment came from this episode. So we have a good comment. Do you want to read it, Miranda?
You wanna?
I will. It's from
it.
Blake Gerald. Thanks, Blake. It says, I gotta say, after all the obnoxious brightness and silly humor, Kamina's death was a huge boost for the show. Don't get me wrong, it hurt, but I feel like it was necessary. I mean, I should have seen it coming. Yoko's affection for him was apparent from the beginning and heavily commented on. He kissed her before going off to fight so early in the show. It was obvious in hindsight. As we all know, relationships don't get resolved until the end of a series. Otherwise, it bodes poorly for the characters involved. Because we must have vagueness in our romance, apparently. Does anyone else feel like his death put the show on track despite how painful it was? Yes,
Absolutely.
I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very powerful. I absolutely did not expect them to kill him off. I thought he was going to be the lead. He was going to take over the show than Simon. Although I thought he was is Simon the main character? Is Kamina? I'm not really sure who's really in front here. And I was like, maybe it's Kamina. And then they killed him. I was like, oh. Okay.
So
there's an answer.
There's a trope called fridging, and it comes from a comic book in which the female character actually is killed and put in a refrigerator to motivate the male hero. And so this is a trope. It's just called fridging, is when you kill off a character, usually a female character, to motivate the protagonist. And so I feel like Kamina was kind of fridged in this. His death is probably going to be a motivation for Simon.
Absolutely. I don't see it.
That's the setup I'm getting from this. I'm still disappointed he couldn't give Yoko tenfold. Maybe there's a doujinshi out there for me.
Probably. Absolutely.
Hey, if you find one, recommend it to me. Send it to me.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's good. Yeah,
They're not all really dirty. I read a really good Nozaki-kun doujinshi once, and it was really good. And it was not dirty. It was just nice and romantic. Shut up, everybody. What?
James.
Stop.
But yeah, I do think it will definitely benefit the show. It's sad, but I think it was a great. Like, it takes a lot of guts to kill off a main character in a show without having done it before in other iterations. Like, a show's like, oh yeah, well, we just kill off characters. You know, it's like, no,
it's not like a Game of Thrones. It's a
it's like a meaningful thing.
Yeah.
So
and I think it was necessary because what this show was lacking for me up until this point was kind of that what grounds it. It didn't feel grounded to me, and I don't mean that as a pun because I know there's drills and crap. It felt kind of, I don't want to say superficial, but I didn't have a whole lot to analyze in this show.
It's like
and
almost
I feel like
too fantastical.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, it's fun. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I like
not
that.
necessarily a great show for like deep analytical things yet. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
and
as far as we had watched like in the beginning, it was just like fun stuff.
Yeah, and so our previous watch parties were kind of like, this is cool. The animation was weird. We don't know what to say. And this is the first episode where I felt, I actually have things I want to say about this. And so I'm really looking forward to where it goes from here, even though I will miss him.
Yeah, so we'll see how.
Rip.
I'm really excited for you guys to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it goes places that I watched Gurren Lagann after I had watched Kill la Kill, and seeing like the parallels between these two shows, in terms of not the characters, but in terms of like the arcs, it's really, really, really cool.
That's what I'm expecting, because like Kill la Kill starts first off as something completely different than what it ends as.
Yes.
Right.
Oh
It's very different.
So Kill la Kill is tame in some comparisons in terms of like the scale, but it also is. There are some parallels in terms of like the endings. Again, I'm not going to say anything else besides that.
Yeah.
But it is one of my favorite shows because it Kill la Kill is a lot more of that Trigger just being like a loose and like we want to do something like to play with the tropes, whereas Gurren Lagann is very much in line with the tropes, but is respectful and like does interesting things with them.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm noticing the similarities, at least in animation style
Oh,
and
of
what's
course.
happening, obviously. And I just enjoy that because I really do love Kill la Kill.
I love Trigger.
Yeah, we are just like, this is just the Kill la
like-
Kill fan party right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But
The music in both
Makes
those shows, by
sense.
the way, between "Don't Lose Your Way," which I don't remember I forget the actual name of the song, and I don't think if you guys got to the Row Row
I
song.
think it's Before My Body Is Dry.
Before My Body Is Dry. Okay, so you'll get to a
Thank
song in Gurren Lagann.
I listened to the soundtrack a billion times. Anyway.
I listen to it a lot. I ordered an omakase anime box because the first box is Kill la Kill and you get a
Nice.
Senketsu scarf.
I was
So,
gonna order it, then I was like,
pre-ordered.
I'm poor right now because I had to pay DMVCs. Anyway,
But
Anyway,
there's a song.
it's a good show, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and then the song in Gurren Lagann that has basically you'll hear has rap in it. Is one of my favorite like just anime songs, and just if you want to get stoked, because this whole show is about getting like, dude, I'm so stoked about like fighting these robots, and it's like
Yeah.
that song gets you like pumped.
Yeah.
It's a good gym song.
Gym song.
I guess we'll see where the crew is next week. We'll watch the next 2 episodes. And be sure to join us. Like we said, we always appreciate your comments. We love reading into what you guys found in the show.
Yeah, I love scrolling through the Facebook group. I always say this, but it's pretty much the only reason I really go on Facebook. Besides, I do it for work.
Actually, the best group. I am so happy. Like, everyone's like takes care of each other, and it's just like a great place to talk about stuff where you shouldn't feel like oppressed because of other people's opinions or anything.
Yeah,
It's
like everyone's really open to kind of anime beginners too. I see people asking for recommendations all the time. So thank you all for being a part of that. What else? We got Twitter.
great.
We have Twitter handles.
Yeah, you can find me at Havoc Rose, and that's Havoc with a K.
You can find me at Inky Dojiko, INKYDOJIKKO.
James_Faulkner, FAULKNER is how you spell my last name.
So
Like the author.
I tweet about TV and
I follow him. He's cool.
esports and food probably.
Yeah, the music in
Oh yeah, music. If you like music recommendations, I tweet about like trip hop and hip hop and a bunch of other stuff.
yeah.
Well, great. So thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, anime.
Yay, anime!